r/ask Reddit. What are you secretly insecure about? That I'm actually a very dumb person who learned just enough to sound smart. Same. I feel like I'll still get something wrong even if it's 100% right. The way I talk, I stutter and I'm slow at registering information. I can't tell jokes without it sounding bad. I'm self-conscious that people will think that I'm dumb, which I'm sure some already do. I'm known as a quiet person, but honestly I wish I could speak more. Try reading books out loud to yourself and practice speaking while learning something. If your speech impediment isn't due to a physiological issue, then practicing is really the key. That I'll never find a fulfilling, healthy romantic relationship because I'm somehow incapable of that for reasons I can't fully understand. I've had loads of failed relationships, surrounded by SOS who only cared if they succeeded and would cast me to the wayside. This harmed my desire to be supportive and led to a lot of stress and my being cheated on. I finally found someone who wants me to succeed. Thanks to this, I'm practically a bull of positive motivation when they're around, and this has bled into them so well that now they're wanting to succeed alongside me instead of in spite of me. Those kinds of things are hard to force into happening and do happen when you least expect it, but not without some form of effort. I worked on my confidence, social presentation, and improved my overall attitude in life. None of it was easy and I'm still working at it to this day. It never ends. Though not necessarily in a bad way. It sucks being in shoes like yours. I've been there plenty of times on various occasions in my life. Having to switch my personality up when I talk to certain people. I feel like I can't be myself at times and I end up getting confused about who I actually am. I guess it could go along the lines of making an effort of trying to get everyone to like me. I have several groups of friends that are mostly isolated from each other and have different interests and personalities, so I do a lot of code switching. Sometimes I'm not really sure who I am in my weaker moments. Don't force yourself into a silo though. You are all of those personalities combined. You're just showing bits of it to certain people, which is a defense mechanism for self-preservation. You are who you are and that is who you're supposed to be. We all code switch from time to time to adapt to our various situations, at work, with family, friends, strangers, etc. That's part of being human. I'm secretly insecure about not being wanted by the people in my life, that they don't want to talk to me or hang out with me and I'm just annoying them a lot of the time. Most of the time I'm perfectly okay, but sometimes this secret insecurity just pops up out of nowhere. Probably has to do with past friendships. I also feel this way. I have my entire life. Just feels like people tolerate me rather than actually like me and my company. It makes me very self-conscious and so lonely. I'm so sorry you also feel this way. I can't do the maths very well. Luckily I have a smartphone. Suck on that, Miss Green. Won't always have a calculator on me, my ass. That Miss Green needs to get with the times. My inexperience with boys, dating and sex. Same for me but for girls. My awkward social skills. Outside of Reddit, I sometimes feel like my voice is trapped. I can still talk. I just don't know what to talk about. Ugh, same dude. I always feel like I have things to say online, but when I'm in person, I can't come up with anything to say to save my life. My man boobs, moobs, was always a fat child and having man boobs was never fun. Plus people would think it funny to try and grab them. I usually found it funny to punch them in the mouth. Even when I lost weight and got fit and lifted and that, I still ended up with man boobage. Yes, it was pecs now, but I still didn't love tight shirts. I always had a slumped posture because it would help hide the boobage. Holy shit, I've never related to someone like this in my entire life. Except when people grabbed mine, I never had the confidence to stand up for myself, so I got bullied for a long ass time. The dark circles under my eyes. Most people think I do drugs, but it's the complete opposite. So drugs do you? Laughed so hard. My hands get extremely dry over the winter to where my knuckles will split open and bleed. I'm also allergic to a number of skin creams, including aqueous, meaning unless I want to risk having a reaction, I often have to deal with it. In addition, the opposite happens during the summer where they'll sweat like mad. Use super glue to keep your knuckle cuts closed and to take much of the pain away. That was advice given to me by a dermatologist, not made up by dumb me. Liquid skin seems like a better solution than super glue, but I've never used either, so I'm just guessing. Inability to do basic domestic maintenance. I understand this. My dad was well known as an extremely handy guy. Many people would, and still do, call him to help with their DIY projects, and he completely transformed my childhood home. I guess people expect that such skills are inherited. I'm living proof that they are not. I have a lifelong, persistent dry cough. My throat is just always dry, and it makes me cough and like clear my throat. I've always been aware of it, but with the Rona I am absolutely petrified of being in public. This could be caused by acid reflux. That I'm teetering on the brink of depression. I was crippled by depression 3 years ago, at age 50, for the first time in my life. I've worked my way through it, but I would imagine it's like being in remission with cancer. You are always afraid it's going to come back. My inability to remain focused on tasks that I have to sit still doing. Most of the problems I like to solve are philosophical problems in my head I can tackle as I pace around or go on walks or exercise. I can't even really play video games because there's always that nervous energy I have to channel by moving around. I'm just like you. Whenever I have nothing to do, I always run in circles while thinking about anything philosophical. I only don't move when I am really interested into something. Also, it used to be worse before. I can sort of control it. So I tip my hat to you. One genius to another. That I am already dead. Username checks out. My writing. I've earned a living writing fiction for about 7 years now. I've been writing stories ever since I can remember. To this day, whenever someone gives me a compliment on my writing, the first thing that pops into my head is, well, PFFT. What the duck do you know? Every time. No exceptions. To me it would be weird finding an adult writer who is confident about their writing. It doesn't compute. Still, I also believe anyone who tries writing seriously for at least a week is now automatically better than 90% of people in the world. Oddly enough, my hairline and the way my hair falls naturally on my face. I'm a female, and unless I pin up the front pieces of my hair, I look really weird in photos. Being boring to others. I am very comfortable in a group even with just 3 people, but get fidgety and awkward talking one-on-one with anyone. My appearance, and whether my friends really like me. It's the same with me. I'm constantly trying to live up to my friends' standards because I feel like they'll just forget about me if I don't. The size of my breasts. They are too small. Trust me when I say that there is an impressively large number of men out there, myself included, who much prefer small breasts. And to be really fair, their size doesn't really matter beyond the first half second of meeting a person. I've dated women with a wide range of breast sizes, and I like them all, because in truth, once you develop feelings for a person, you like virtually everything about them. Her breasts are great because they're hers. The woman makes the breasts. The breasts don't make the woman. That I can't assert dominance in conversations even if I know him in right or in general show that I know what I am doing. That I'm never going to find someone who loves me. I always thought that pretty much through the end of my 20s. But I did find someone and we've been together for over 13 years. I still can't believe that I could find someone who loves me so much. Hang in there. I promise there is hope. These days, being Chinese living in the Western Hemisphere, I hate the Chinese government, not its ethnic group. Oh, that's a totally reasonable view and I agree with it. Unfortunately, based on the amount of people that's told me to go kill myself for being Chinese over the last 2 years, a lot of people clump the government and the ethnic group together. Secretly, probably my voice. What's the issue you have with it? Too high? Too low? Or does it just not match your appearance? Do you look like Kristen Bell but sound like James Earl Jones? Just doesn't sound good lol, and I do wish it was either lower or higher tbh. The look of my body. I've always been in sports throughout my childhood and high school, but I've always been kinda tall. 5 minutes and 11 seconds. but skinny and lanky. I've been slowly going to the gym more often and trying to eat better in order to gain weight. After a few weeks of working out, I'm already noticing that I'm looking better and becoming more fit like I used to be in high school. And it's been such a great feeling. Looking forward to how much I can improve myself over the year. I just wanna take this opportunity to say what I like that many girls are insecure about. Small breasts. I know there are many guys like me who think smaller ones are hot AF. There's a few subs here that I sub to that feature small breasts in one way or another. Anyway, if you're a girl with small breasts, it's seen as very sexy from a lot of guys. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.